Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2. I didn't want to rush it, I've only had a minute and a half left, so there is a little bit more to explain about dry brushing and how you get the pastry effect, and I want to explain it the best I can. So we have gone in with the yellow, the orange, a light brown and the base colour, which is the ivory. So we're going to mix these colours together. We're going to do some dry brushing. So you're going to need a kitchen towel, obviously a paintbrush. So the first thing we need to do is mix up 3 separate colours. So to do that, there's no right or wrong way. We're going to start with the lighter colour, add a tiny little bit of brown, tiny bit of orange, and a tiny bit of yellow. This will give us a light pastry colour, as you can see. And then the next one, we'll do a little bit more brown, a little bit orange, a little bit more yellow. Mix that together. So this time I didn't go in with the ivory, but it's still obviously on my brush. And then the last one, we're going to go in with more of the brown, more of the orange, and more of the yellow. What this will do is it will give us 3 tones. Just add a little bit more brown to that, just to make it a little bit darker. So it's definitely worth, you know, having a go at all these colours. And that way, what we've done is we've created sort of like a really lighter colour, more of like the orangey colour, and then the darker browny colour, which gives us sort of like, you know, when it's gone in the oven, it just gives us the rim. So now we have our 3 colours, we are ready to colour our pastry. So with your kitchen towel, you need to now dip into your lighter colour with your clean brush. And then you're going to wipe off the majority of this. This is called a dry brushing effect. That means it just doesn't clump on your clay. You can do this while your clay is still wet or dry, it's completely up to you. So I've brushed off the majority, and now what I'm going to do is just go all over with the first layer of colour. And as you can see, because I am dry brushing, it spreads out a lot easier. So again, just keep dipping in, wiping off the excess, and we're going to colour the whole of the biscuit in the first colour. So I'm just going to do that all over using the same technique, and then I'll be back. Once you've gone over with your lighter colour, we're now going to do exactly the same, but go in with the next shade up. If you find that your paint is sort of like drying as you're trying to dry brush it, just add a little bit of water onto your brush before you sort of like brush it off onto your towel. So the next shade we're doing, we're not going to concentrate so much on this area here. I'm just going to start dry brushing just along the edge. This is where it gets a little bit darker when you bake the biscuits in the oven. And I'm just going to blend all that out down the edge. Like I say, if it's gone a bit stiff and you can't get your colour out, just dip this into some water and it will just help spread it a little bit. Obviously my clay is still wet, so I haven't let it dry, so just keep making sure that you keep the shape. If it's lost its shape a little bit, just give it a bit of a squish with your fingers. So we're just concentrating just on the edge. So not really in the middle, because obviously it's lighter in the middle. And then the last shade that we're going to do is going to be the darker shade. So again, dip your brush in, wipe off the excess. And now we're just going to concentrate just on this edge bit here. So we're just going to run the brush just along the edge here. And you can see when you add in the 3 tones, it just blends out. So I do this method with all the pastry effect. It just makes it so much more realistic just by adding the 3 different shades. Just going to go down the edge because obviously this will get a little bit more burnt. Well, if it's like anything like my cooking, it certainly will be a lot more blacker than this. Blend it all out. Like I say, if you've got any harsh lines, just dip your brush into some water. Take off the excess onto your towel. I don't have any water in here, but just to give you an example. And then we're just going to blend that out. And this is the finished cookie. So obviously, because it's dry brushed, it won't take long to dry. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Cannot wait to see what you create. Goodbye, everybody.